Blessed, what I want to talk about is religion. As Sistrin posted a statement about religion being different than spirituality, and I agree. What I find with religion is it has a lot of good principles. I realize that all religions are connected, despite the different names of God, you know, and everybody acting as if their religion is the true religion. I feel like religion is just a tool, you know, and depending on your geography or your family, you know, your culture, it can work for you because of the principles. You know, the principles like thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not do too much, basically. You know, where you disregard others or disregard the law, the fundamental law. So politics and religion, to me, they seem to work hand in hand. And although they have been bastardized, basically, you know, they can work. They can work. But you know, where people are concerned, people look out for themselves. People always try to gain this authority or act as if they're the most chosen or the most adequate to do certain things, you know. So in my lifetime, I've come across a lot of people who are of different types of belief systems and religion and politics, you know, just like anybody else. I like the way that Haile Selassie expressed that we should be together, although we're of different faiths. We should recognize that we are spiritual kinsmen and women, obviously. You know, so there is a connection. There should be this respect, because you understand this person may live in a way according to the fundamental principles. Now, we're not perfect and we make mistakes and go outside of quote unquote the law, right? But some religious people are more arrogant than others. Some may be passive aggressive, you know. Like if you get into a discussion with a Christian, they will find a way to let you know that you're going to hell. You know, if you believe what you believe and you don't somehow conform to their belief. But the reason why I made this video is because the other day, I was in my movements, you know, some different occasions, and some Hebrew Israelites were in my vicinity. But it's almost as if they stuck their nose up, you know. And then, if I wasn't aware of certain things, and I wanted to find a religion, I would say to myself, do I want to be a part of that type of energy? No. I'm not going to generalize and say that all Hebrews are that way. But you know, in any sect, any organization, you're going to have different types of people. You may have more rebellious ones, you may have more aggressive ones, you have more. But everything has a spirit, right? Everything has a vibrational frequency. So what I notice from these quote unquote brothers is arrogance and ego. You know, one man might be steadfast in his religion, but not be versed in that religion's scripture, or they could misunderstand certain scripture, you know, or be arrogant about the scripture and think that the scripture is just exactly what it is and means nothing else, you know. And I've seen videos where Hebrew Israelites, they talk about the Africans as if they're not, you know, their people, and be totally disrespectful. The way I look at it, right, over the years of looking into certain things, but I'm always careful not to get too deep into these things. You know, I carry myself a certain way. I try to understand life, my surroundings, the universe, but I'm careful not to get too deep, because time has no beginning nor end. At least that's what they say. And that seems reasonable. You know, there can't be an end to space per se. You know, but the generalization of people because of their ancestry, their bloodline, you know, to put one group on top of another, I guess is what I mean to say, because you're of a particular bloodline or ancestry, doesn't seem complete to me. It doesn't seem godlike. It does not address many things, because most religions will say that their God is the all and that God knows everything. Well, I would think that God would be absolutely efficient, you know, perfection. So, mind you, I'm using the word God as opposed to creator. So, so God would create a people that for some reason he doesn't love, or for some reason he did not realize that they would become something that he wouldn't like, because God is the all. He knows all. He knows every possibility. He knows vastly more than what something he created could ever understand, you know. So it's a little disappointing when you see spiritual kinsmen walking the earth and their noses up in the air, or they, no, granted, nobody has to love anybody or respect anyone. These are just good things that we can make life a lot easier, more abundant, more efficient, you know. But the arrogance of judgment from these religions, they cast judgment on many other groups, many other people, based on their book, right? But in actuality, all these religions, they have a judgment day. Even the ones who are so devout, even they will be judged. So for them to have this persona as if they definitely get it, they definitely go into the promised land, says that they think they know God. They think they know their position after death or whatever, you know. So that is arrogance. And that is a deficiency. There's no religion above any other. The principles, these principles that we have, I think came about from trial and error. You know, because we're humans and we're ambitious and we want or we strive towards efficiency. We strive towards the greatest possibility, you know. So I could not subscribe to a God that is jealous and angry and wants war. If you want war, that means there is a formidable opponent on the other side. That if you don't destroy that opponent, somehow your legacy or whatever you rule over or control is jeopardized. When I think of the Creator, I think of supremacy. I think of security. I think of all knowledge. You know, I think of completeness. So I feel like this is where a lot of religions fall short. They pretend to know God based on text in a book. Another thing, I may have to finish up this video another time. But most people seem like to see their God, they actually have to die. And that is sad. Yeah, so I always ask myself, if there's this Zion, if there's this heaven or heavenly place, would I want to be among certain types of people? You see, because it seemed like their main concern is to throw something in your face and say, see, I told you so. See, we are right. See, our God is the right God. And I realize that they have no clue. So you have to die to see a God. You know? Then some of us have some God that are going to come back in the future. And, you know, it seems like politics. You trick the people. You tax them. You utilize their spiritual currency for your benefit. So it seems like there are other entities involved. You know? But showing respect to people, because you understand that the hardships that you go through, they also go through. There's really no separation. If the Creator knows all, why would He create something that at the end of the day He would not love? It doesn't matter who's the first or the second or whatever the case may be. That is just a historical fact. Because if you have your first child, your second child, your third child, your fourth child, which child is more important? So you have the black man, you have the white man, you have certain indigenous tribes for different lands, you have Asians. Who is more important? Did the Creator create all these people? Did He create a platform where these people could intertwine and reproduce? Do people have the same characteristics of emotion and love and hate? There's a connection. We are connected. All religions are connected by the principles. I think that somewhere along the line, because being principled began to be popular, I think people started to revamp and say, you know, let's attach this supremacy, this supreme being to this thing to make ours more formidable. That's what I think happened. And I'm not saying that I know it all, or maybe there are other entities. Maybe it could be these fallen angels, like what many religions speak of. Maybe it could be, you know, if you want to say alien, same kind of premise of something outside that knows more, that comes and constructs what they want to, you know. So yeah, Hebrew Israelite, you're not the answer, you know. You're not the full answer, because nothing is perfect. You have to look into your book to find a God. Most people have to look into a scripture to find their God. So it's almost as if these holy books are actually prisons or jail cells that captures gods and prophets and have them all in there closed up for you to look and say, look at this perfect man in this book. You know, somebody may have a great talent. They're still human. For some reason, you think that these prophets, I guess they're chosen by whichever God, and that these men are perfect. Then they were never lustful. They never did anybody wrong. They never backstabbed anybody. They never crossed anybody. It's foolishness. These are men. Once you are in the physical plane and you come through a woman, you are imperfect, because there's only one perfection in the universe: the creator and the system that he creates. The individuals, we are not perfect, we make mistakes. That is a part of our learning. That is a part of our understanding, developing our, you know, perceptive skills and comprehensive skills. The creator created it that way. But obviously people go overboard, you know. So I don't have anything but Hebrew Israelites on the corner telling people they're going to hell or they're inferior. Is that God-like? Why God don't just take care of it himself, so you guys don't have to waste your energy? Why would the supreme God need you mere mortals to judge anyone? When you can't weigh their heart, you cannot weigh their intentions. Supposedly only God can do that, or the creator, according to these books. So how did you come to be? You know, such an authority. You know, how? It's almost foolish. It is ridiculous. Your scripture is not better than any other scripture. Hebrew Israelite, you know. When was the first Hebrew Israelite formulated? Hebrew Israelite organization, the Hebrews. They find bones that are hundreds of thousands of years old. Man been on this planet for much longer than your holy book can express. You know, when you look into the universe, your creation story seems like something you would tell a 3-year-old, like a nursery story. You know, so much, you know, it's incomplete. And then like for instance, God made man, and then he had to go and take a rib out of this man to make Eve. Why didn't he just make Eve? Huh? Why didn't he just make Eve? He had to go back and take a piece out of that to make that. That sounds like supremacy to you? That sounds like all-knowing to you? So you can see where things are tampered with, because we can look into nature and dispel a lot of these things. How is there going to be light before the sun? I hear Hebrew Israelite explain it and say, well, God was the light before the sun. They're ridiculous. The only thing you should do to have high morality and ethics is to do good, be balanced, show love and respect, you know what I'm saying, and move together as a unit. You know, it's a blessing to be created and to be made alive. You know what I'm saying? So Hebrew Israelite, y'all have to step up y'all game. Y'all have to do better. You know? And any religion that profess to be superior to any other, you're of the wrong mindset. You know? Obviously, that would not come from a supreme creator. A supreme creator would not have to battle with a devil that he himself created. How is that even possible? Just destroy if you want to, because you're supreme. Why would so many people have to suffer through thousands of years just because of this beef between man and God and the devil? These things make no sense. The principles are good. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. Love the Lord thy God before any other. There's only one creator, and that one creator is depicted in different religions through, you know, different experiences, different understanding, different interpretations. It's as simple as that. But it's one creator, and maybe the creator is a system, you know, a system of male and female energy somehow intertwined, you know. So we have to be careful not to be too arrogant, you know, because we're flesh and blood, and we all subjected, and we all have to pass through the grades of existence. You're born, you live, you do whatever you do, you die, and something else happens, you know. But we really don't know what or how, you know. So the Creator has compartmentalized our existence so that every step we see more and more and more and more. But don't act as if you know. A book is incomplete. Anything that man touches is incomplete, because man himself is incomplete. Man has to live and die, and hopefully that energy transfers, and you can consciously be aware of that procession and learn along the way. It could not be that you just learn it and know, and that is it. Or then if we knew everything, that would mean that we're the Creator himself or herself, whichever. So don't be fooled by what men have written. You take the good and you throw away the rest. That makes no sense. You know, I guess people find comfort in being led by others. You know, if you practice the principles, you can be proud of yourself. But you have to understand people go through different things, and they may not be able to discipline themselves at the same rate as you. And you have to understand that, because we know that we have been in situations where we didn't operate in the right way or the best way, and over time we develop a better way. So you can't just get up and judge people like that. it is not for you. I hear a lot of you people calling yourselves prophets and this and that. That is how it happened. You're a prophet. I see they have some big fat man talking about them a prophet, and they can't discipline the way that they eat. You hear them bickering between each other and so on, and them call themselves prophet. They can't hold a proper conversation. It's an embarrassment. To some people, y'all look foolish. And I'm not saying all, obviously, because you have people in every group that are good, and you have people in every group that are bad, and in between, and everything else. You just have to use your discernment and see if you align with any of these types of people. And hopefully an adjustment can be made. Hopefully you see the advantages of being with a particular group and the disadvantages, recognize it, and strive for the better. Simple as that. So, Hebrew Israelites, I may not know scripture as well as you, and I actually don't care to because I find it's unnecessary. I know the difference between good and bad. I have a voice in my head, or voices in my head. I have experience and I've learned from my mistakes and aspire to do better. But nevertheless, love and honor to you. All worlds, all heavens, all hells, all realms, the actual, the creator is one. And I speak not of your gods, lords, or saviors. I am not a legend, I'm not a legend. I am not a legend, I am only one of them. Countless in the realm, countless worlds no end. Countless of heavens, a chant out of the west. Amalgamated, I am a killer. I put one in your head like N-I-G-I-R-O-O-R-I-G-I-N E-F-I-L-L-O-V-E-E-O-L. Live the life, you love the life, you live the vision, sing. If your body in your sex, E-E-V-I-L. Your eye has sometimes sounds too far. He's not very social or outspoken. He's lonely, locked in this place up. Only he knows those things and when the dead open their eyes and the rich will shake their lives, that there were no sky gods, but all things were in the skies. On the countenance of men, am I really dead? Then they thought that no man knows how they came to life. The voices in my head decide. Matter comprehends to prove ancient intelligence. The archaeological finds our words are only. Our men want an edge. J-E-S-U-S-S-U-S-E Jesus edge. They cannot see void and they could not even dream void. The smoothest surfaces and sharpest edges they can't define the eye. Why not all things did off with all their heads? Why they need be witnesses to the signature of the realm? Not know that holy book could even fully tell. Nah, no stones molded could even near parallel. While angels fell, I am only one of them. A chant out of hell. Who appraise them? Who appraise them ironically? They're locked into their cells. Techno-social biology, locked into myself. Entrance them in their spellbound and bind them in gospel. Do they ever ask themselves how many words they edited? Invert many of them and get the perfect accident. Antigua, I said, Antigua, your eye is closed. He's not open, no good. With the big one like that, he has no friends anymore. I am not a legend and singer. You are right all along. Know that I'm grown. I know they all talk to themselves. You said that the sofa would be suffixing the prefix of the sentence. They said vote or die and yet they voted. We're engineered, mechanized, our projections may apply. An angel older than countless worlds asked how old is the sky. And this matter between corporeal men and angels, both concluded there's no beginning. And if you're not allowed to burn the herb, you're not allowed to blood. So if you're not allowed to burn the herb, you're not
murder, robbery, rape, you are dishonor. You have never paid homage to the great spirit of Gautama. You brought your dirty foreign false, cause look for them are nothing but landowner. Where's your ID to your native person? This is the brand education. It's the world that you're on. One time you talk to a little daughter, she say, why you there, man? She asks you when you refer to the creator, what do you refer to him as him? I said I refer to the creator as him simply because I am brought to a land in Jamaica. She said I know what I asked. I said there's the actual duality in one person is. So if you're a child of the Most High and likewise I am, that I am, you can see the creator's got this. I'm in fullness, you can see the creator as one. Sister exam, sometimes the boy talk to himself and say, yo, Jesus,